Hey everybody, I just returned from seeing the Thunderbolts, the newest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and before I begin, you know the routine for those of you that watch my videos, especially my movie reviews. I like to go through the trailers first, because that's so important, what's going to come about. And really, they are terrible, obviously, because Hollywood is completely devoid of anything, including original ideas. So you have another Jurassic World movie, and they've become more or less the Assassin's Creed of films, seeing as how every year or two there's another one of these fucking things. You have another Mission Impossible movie, which now seems to be like the serial itself on TV, because it seems as though every few seasons there's another one of those. Sooner or later, you're just going to say, Tom, you're a jackass, nobody likes you. So you got to deal with that. Doing your own stunts at 85 is probably not a good idea. But you want to denounce your Catholicism to be a Scientologist, you go right ahead, whatever makes you happy, not my place or whatever. But you can always come back, the door's always open. Anyway, this movie is one of those rare Marvel, I don't want to say rare, but those Marvel gems that are so much deeper and so much better than you would give it credit for. And I just want everybody to know, I'm going to give you a little tangent here. Ever since I made my first channel, Raucous Crocus, and even now with the Bookman, my whole intention was to help people. It was to try to give everyone a better sense of thought. See, because I'm poor, I've always been poor. And I have this channel, it's just me working. There's nobody else, nobody behind the scenes. It's my hanger over there for my work shirt. You know, there's nothing else but myself. And it's my budget based on my shit job and how much it pays, which is not much. And that's all I have. And I'm trying to get somewhere, and I'm trying to do that to be a prominent figure to help people. Because you can do one of two things. When the rich continually recycle and reprocess the same shit over and over again, or when they take something that was great, like sports, and turn it into absolute rich, garbage, pampered, intramural trash, and destroy everything they touch because they never worked a day in their lives, you gotta either take it up the anal cavity, or you speak out and demand better. Because if they're not going to make your stuff, like if I have to keep publishing my own work for nothing and getting nothing in return, and nobody reads and nobody learns and nothing cultural happens, then you got to demand the people that are making movies. And it really bothers me that it became so en vogue with these silver spoon-fed, gated community, rich, fat, useless jackasses who just want to be Howard Stern. They don't want to have any talent. They don't want to have any concept of reality. They simply want to give you train wreck entertainment, which is, hey, I'm saying something controversial, so come watch my videos. Or they lie on their titles, which I actually lost my gaming channel for a night and a half because of something that was completely wrong. I didn't spam, scam, or come up with titles that weren't giving you what I was producing. I took down a video recently because people called me out on the fact that I thought legitimately that, or hoped, I should say, that there was going to be a 4K version of Ocarina of Time, and then I realized later on that the channel I was basing it off of is a fraud, and I should probably unsubscribe to them because they doesn't mean they chewed me out like I, did something to their dog. And of course, somebody had to mention how many subscribers I have. And it's like, hey, listen, dude, it's not because of the quality of my work that I do by myself. It's the fact that I can't pay for all this representation and have a million people do my thumbnails and all this other stuff, like my emotes and whatever. I'm here by myself. And I just hope that my voice would resonate to enough people. But if you can't be found, you can't be found. So now that that's all said and done, let's just go through this movie. Leave it to Marvel to make a movie about depression out of comic book crap. For those of you that don't know, the selling point of this was they were introducing the Sentry. The Sentry is a superhero that more or less is Marvel's attempt to explain Superman in a way that's more metaphysical babble bullshit than anything close to reality, where he got this new super serum from the 40s that was the strength of 1,000 atomic bombs and whatever, and he could do all these amazing things. He's superhuman strength, he was indestructible, blah, 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 blah. But the guy Robert had a dark side to him that he couldn't control, called the Void. And the Void was a monstrosity, a shadow beast that destroyed everything it touched. And the only way that he could stop it was he had to forget who he was. So I read a few of the comics involving the Sentry and everything like that, and it was interesting. And he was involved with all your superheroes, your Fantastic Fours, yada yada, blah blah blah, yada yada, and whatever. And it was interesting, but it was not about being alone and about being depressed and not having anybody because of your past and having to live through everything you feared or everything that you've done that has given you fear over and over and over again. And it was done so well. And, listen, it's United States cinema. It talks too much. It does. United States movies never shut the fuck up because the rich people that own Hollywood, that don't let anybody other than their rich friends and family members get involved, want you to understand how stupid you are. So, they are the stupid people because they don't do anything with their brains and all of their money and wealth and resources. But you're the idiot, so they have to explain everything. Hey, I'm sitting down. You know I'm sitting down? Yeah, I'm taking a shit. You want to look? I gotta flush this. Like you gotta explain everything. No, just let me see what's happening. So every now and then Marvel gives you a movie where you could just see what's happening. This is one of those movies, and you can live in what's going on. So the action scenes are great. The concept is amazing, and the execution is tremendous. But because it has become the thing to destroy Marvel Cinematic Universe, because this is the United States and nobody likes a Goliath, they like to build you up to tear you down. And then when they get a Deadpool movie, which was fun, it was funny, but it's not a good movie. Deadpool isn't a good movie or a good character to make a movie series out of because he doesn't shut up. And if you know everything about film or anything about film, you know what I'm talking about. See, not here. That's why it's called motion pictures. But this is the United States, and all it is, I don't like the characters. I don't like the characters. So you have to hear all these numbnuts talk about not liking characters, and it's bad writing because they don't like the people and whatever, and they have to root for everybody. No, that's not movie making. Movie making is motion pictures telling a story through the motion pictures. If I take a picture of a guy walking his dog, and the cinematography is so good because it's black and white or whatever the hell you think is good cinematography, what's the story? I need to know the story in the picture. Otherwise, it's a bad picture. So when it comes to making movies, you tell me in the motion pictures what the story is. And you need dialogue to move things along, but it shouldn't be 2.5 hours of verbal diarrhea, which is what United States movies are. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe is all you have. I keep trying to explain this to you, especially since George Lucas moronically sold Star Wars to Disney like they were going to work with him when they completely cut him out and have destroyed that. And it's not like Star Wars was any good, but episodes 1, 2, and 3 were, compared to the original series, phenomenal. And 3 was extraordinary. And if you get a chance to go see that re-released, do yourself a favor, see that re-released. And just see where George Lucas left it off and where it needed to be left off. But no. Disney's so good at what they do. By the way, How to Train Your Dragon in live action. Isn't that what you always wanted? After a Minecraft movie and the Lilo and Stitch remaster in real time with real people. So Marvel's all you got. And I have no faith whatsoever. I'm going to go see Superman, but I have no faith in that because I know James Gum or Jamie Gum or John Grant, Buffalo Bill, whatever his name, James Gunn, that's the guy. Yeah, he's going to be Kevin Feige of DC. I'm sure it's going to go over well. But I don't trust that. I'll see it, whatever. But this movie was a tremendous film, especially by today's standards. And it was engaging, it was exciting, it was everything, it was funny when it needed to be. But as I said, it's just a shame that the internet, which runs everything now, has all these fat nerds telling you that Marvel is so bad because of stupid-ass wokeness or whatever the hell it is, and then try to nitpick every small, mundane detail. Where I have to quote Johnny Depp from Ed Wood, a movie by Tim Burton who is grossly overrated, who the only people that really like him are the misfits here on the internet because he tells stories about them. But his movie about the worst director in United States history, I have to quote him when he said, it's not about the little details, it's about the big picture. And that's really what it is. So watching CinemaSins or watching the Nostalgia Fanboy or watching any of these so-called critics, and I do too, and they make me laugh at times. I'm not saying it's something that you should avoid or do whatever they want. It's your life. But if you heed them like they know what they're talking about, you make a mistake. Because nitpicking every little fucking thing is not why you watch movies. You watch movies to feel, to engage, to understand, and to see things in a way that you never thought before. That's what real art is. This isn't entertainment per se. This is supposed to be art. Video games are supposed to be entertainment, so let's bash Nintendo, the only great video game company you have left, because they charge $70 for one game and $80 for another. So, this is what the internet is. Train wreck, Howard Stern shock garbage. But this movie was really, really good. And you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't go and see it. You really are. I'm not saying that lightly. It's just a shame that I went there and there were like 15 people. I mean, it's a shame because this movie deserved so much more attention. And I think it's a lot to do with the internet. Yeah, Marvel doesn't hit all the time. Yeah, they give you, what was it, last year? Or was it, no, 2 years ago, they pretty much made the same movie 3 different ways. Yeah, I mean, they were okay, they were good, they were fun, they were entertaining, whatever, but they weren't Civil War. They weren't No Way Home. They weren't Winter Soldier. They weren't the movies that you watch once, you say, wow, that was exciting. Then you watch again and you go, oh, shit. I didn't even see that. That's really interesting. Wow, this movie hits you right away. And it's just, I really hope it makes money. I doubt it will. There was nobody there. I'm just so disappointed because we have only Marvel. And I know they have all these movies planned and everything. And I know Disney just blows money away and finds any different avenue and angle and whatever to get it all back. But this movie deserved a lot more. And unfortunately, we've gotten to that point where Marvel Cinematic Universe releases a movie and it's not really a hot topic anymore. Nobody was even talking bad about this one. And that's amazing. I guess because they were too distracted with Nintendo being evil, since they despise capitalism when Nintendo does it or when somebody they don't like does it. But, if anyone speaks about communism or anything socialist or whatever, or working with each other, helping each other out, and equality, they have a freaking conniption fit and say capitalism is God's gift to humanity. But, whatever the case, what it comes down to is this movie deserved better. I said, and I'll say it again, you'll do yourself a disservice if you miss it. I really suggest seeing it because there's more to it than any of the trailers will show you. There's more to it. When you realize what they're doing with this movie, I'm telling you, it's going to hit you like a Mack truck. It's really, really good. So I suggest seeing it. I mean, if you're tired of Marvel and all that, you're going to be missing out. Do what you want, but if you don't see this, you're missing out. You're doing yourself a really bad disservice. And I'm here to help you guys. You can do what you want with me. You can say what you want to me. You can do whatever. I don't care. That's up to you. I'm trying to help everybody. And I'm telling you, this is a movie you don't want to miss. I thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come. So stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.